Okay, guys, this is Laven. So here's the neighborhood. The neighbor is super nice. He just came over to talk to me. It is not quite as in the middle of town as the map shows, so you have to drive kind of past town and then take a right to get here. So you don't quite feel like you're in the middle of the city. Not that New Bern's a city, but here, So, I guess the person that lived here died. I don't know if they died in the house or not, but this is the daughter's car. So this is what the neighbor said. Because I knocked and he's like, there should be nobody there. But I guess the daughter's been driving the dad's car because the dad was here. But I love this front porch. There is a railing for those steps. Again, same scenario with the steps and the rail. It's going to be up to the VA if they ask for a railing here or not. So, huge front porch. It's super nice. Guess I shouldn't leave my keys here. And then, so the house smells really good. It's like, it smells very clean. When you walk in, I'm trying to decide which way to go. So there's no lights in this room, which I guess isn't uncommon in older homes. You could easily do that. This was a patch that was done. I know it's hard to see. I couldn't tell if the floor was a little funky. It looked a little funky, but I don't feel it when I walk. And if it is, it's just on this main, like, here where this main support is. This is not built in, so you can move this. Where's a light switch? Where the fuck are the light switches? Weird. Okay. Okay. I'm not crazy. You can see the little hump in the floor. My assumption is this is where one of the main supports is underneath the house, right here. I'm sure that's probably impossible to see on a video. It's super clean. My assumption, I'm trying to think of where the hell the refrigerator was. Unless it was there and it was smaller. It was not like a big double fridge, because if it's too big, you wouldn't be able to open these. I feel like that's where it had to have been. Or it could have been on this over here, but you don't have a water line. And if that's a water line, it's super old. Again, that's not a really hard fix. You could have someone run a water line for a fridge. And then there is this other little room. with the fireplace is dope. Because it's like old and original. And it's not something that you actually see very often. Like ever. 100% would get a chimney inspection if you were ever going to use this wood fireplace. But it's amazing. And if you wanted to paint the brick around it, this is an awesome like centerpiece. Also, what I think would make such a huge difference, because it does date the property a little bit, is just painting this trim. Even lightening the trim a little bit. And like obviously the cabinets are original. But you, if you wanted, could make this an amazing kitchen space to even like extend it out here. But you do notice where this main support is under the home. I don't notice it so much when I walk. I do a little bit, but it's not drastic. But it is definitely something I notice. Again, doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just is. So this is the door to where the carport is. This is the laundry. Washer and dryer, since they're here. And if you want them, we would ask for them to stay. Again, something you could easily paint these doors. That would help update everything. Because the wood does date it a little bit. I'm going to go out here since I'm here. The backyard is super nice. A good shed. This is the neighbor that was super nice. I don't see any VA issues with the decking. What's amazing is it's a metal roof. Again, it's quiet. Okay. Let me lock this. Okay. So you could have this, obviously a living room, kitchen, dining space, another living space. What would be awesome, I don't know if it's a support or not, I bet it probably is. So if you wanted to remove that wall eventually, depending on time, money, how long you're here, all of the things. There's a little imperfection in the flooring right here in the hallway. And there's a closet right here. Attic access is right here as well. This is a good size room. This overlooks the front yard. Oh gosh. Is that what this is? Get out of here. Okay, I don't know. That's wild. Okay, so the flooring, interesting, is like wallpaper. That's the best thing I can attribute it to. And there's a couple of builders here that use it. Like I think even D.R. Horton uses it, and that's the easiest way. Is it's like a big old sheet of wallpaper. They throw it down. And that's that. The one thing I caution it against is like if you were to move any furniture that has anything sharp on the bottom, it will 100% rip a hole in it. Like refrigerators, all of that stuff. Again, good size room. There's a slight dip in the floor here. Again, that's that first bedroom that I was in. That's your front door. That's the closet. Bathroom. I love the tile. They did a shit job on this transition, however. Easy fix. Wallpaper. Popcorn ceiling in here. I would remove it if you're super ambitious. This tub is really old. You could refinish it. It's blue. The reason I would remove this if you're going to use this bathroom a lot is because there's no fan. And what has happened is people in here who take super hot showers, there's no fan to suck up all of the heat from the steam essentially, and it starts to actually like crumble the popcorn ceiling. There's a little bit of a stain in the sink. Again, you can refinish those things. But all super clean. There's a cut in this tile right here. There's also rays in this floor, in that wallpaper flooring, whatever you want to call it. Another closet. For being an older home, there's a decent amount of storage in here. And then this is the primary. Carpet. Is super squishy. Needs some paint, but it's not bad. You can tell the ceiling has been touched up. If I don't know that you can tell. I can tell. There we go. You can kind of see where the ceiling has been touched up a few spaces. It just looks like it's been painted a different color. Here's the closet. Need some paint down there. More wallpaper. Strangest texture. Again, there's no fan in here. But there's not the ceiling problem, so my guess is this bathroom was maybe not used like the other one. Again, the little hexagon tiles. And these are pretty easy to get rid of. And then this has outside backyard. Transition here is much better. This view also backyard, and there's a squirrel. So in this room, my assumption is the bed was over here, which is probably where I would put the bed too. But overall, the house is super clean. It needs some updating, which is super doable in the years that you're here. The AC is set to 75. It feels great in here. We're going to see why this is red. It's just the... So yeah, I think the biggest thing on this one is updating. And I'll see if I can get a little info on the crawl space, if any. The only areas that I see in the floor are literally in the center of the house. And that's probably, my guess is it's just where that one of the main beams is. However, I'll upload and report back.